guys, glad to be back. I want to make quickly a review about my fragrances I used in 2015. Since I didn't make a review since spring, and my last season video was about winter fragrances 2015. Now I'll tell you what I was using in summer. In summer I was using Neroli fragrance, Neroli Sauvage from Crete. Very fresh, very nice. In the southern hemisphere it's going to be spring and summer, so maybe this is an idea for you. Neroli Sauvage is a very Mediterranean, beautiful fragrance. I don't know if you know where the name Neroli comes from, but I'll tell you very quick. Neroli is from the bitter orange tree. Neroli is a province around Rome originally, and there was a princess of Nerola, and she was using the flowers of this tree in her bath, and since then it's called Neroli. Second, I was using my signature scent from Comme des Garçons, Wonderwood. It's a very nice, more woody or maybe a little bit oriental fragrance. Very nice, fits very well to my skin chemistry, and yeah, it's not too heavy, and yeah, it's very nice. Two of my beauties I was wearing this summer. And beside that, I used a lot of fragrances from the house Eau de la Fleur d'Orange, but that has a special reason. That's because I went to visit them this summer. My daughter and I went to meet our friends in the south of France. Very nice people, very friendly. They took us to a Dior farm where the harvest of the jasmine flower was going on, and that's from August to October. And my daughter really liked to smell the jasmine flowers, and yeah, I'll put a little movie in the review that you can see a little bit about it. And these flowers really go into the Dior perfumes, so it's nice to see that. We also visited the International Perfume Museum, but I smelled a lot of the floral fragrances from Eau de la Fleur d'Orange. We were actually with our little tent underneath the fig trees in the garden, and you could smell the fig. Yeah, it was beautiful. The herbs around, the orange trees, the olive trees. Yeah, it was like a blessing. It was so beautiful. And wherever I went in the house, there was always a bottle of perfume for me to try. And just because they use them themselves everywhere. And they're very nice. And I want to say that you have to try, if you're a man, you have to try the Violet Sacré from this line, because it's a very special, kind of animalic, beautiful floral fragrance that fits very well on men. And later I will tell you about a fragrance that's maybe a more masculine fragrance that fits very well on women. So that's very special too. Okay, we went to the south of France, and I was using these two fragrances a lot, and I also bought a lot of fragrances this year. No, not a lot, 10, but I want to buy a little less fragrances because I have so many. Just drop me a line if you're interested in some fragrances. Just send me a PM or whatever, and I will see what I can do. But let's first tell you about my other fragrances that I purchased in 2015. So it's like a fragrance haul, I think it's the name. First of all, I bought a vintage one, very nice. I bought the old vintage Obsession. This is the old one, this is the new one. Bottles are exactly the same. And this one is a little bit more round, full, nicer, or natural. This is more synthetic, still good. Bought this for 10 bucks, this for 40 bucks. Obsession is also, I think I told about it in the Panty Droppers video. It's like a fragrance that I used in the evening when I was studying a lot. It's nice to have because it was kind of a signature evening scent for me. And also very beautiful on darker skins, I think. People with more darker skin. I don't know why. Don't want to discriminate, but it smells good on them. And I also bought this vintage Davidoff, which was my signature scent in my 20s. And it's more herbal than I expected. because I thought it was more fresh, but now I think it's more herbal. And there are still a lot of fragrances for sale that you can compare with this, I think. Like Halston Z14 or Encre Noir from Lalique is a good one. Maybe also Terre de Hermès is a kind of a little bit herbal fragrance that is masculine and nice. And also the Caron fragrances from the brand Caron. Caron Pour un Homme, that are like traditional, iconic, beautiful masculine fragrances. And maybe also the Vetiver from Guerlain. These are fragrances that are very nice for fall also, and I got this one and I paid a little bit too much. And you can get these fragrances in Haarlem, which is the same name as the neighborhood in New York, named after that city west from Amsterdam on the coast. There is a perfume store, you can find them online. The name is Perfumes of the Past. Perfumes of the Past. And whenever you're in Holland, you pay too much, but they are great fragrances. And if you really want to have them, most of the time they have them. So that are two vintage ones that I bought. Then I finally bought this beautiful, super nice Essence Métique d'Orient from Guerlain. This is different from the modern niche fragrances. This is more quality than most fragrances that I own. It is from Guerlain. It is so beautiful because it contains real ambergris from New Zealand, and this is something you can put on a handkerchief, put it in your closet, and all your clothes will smell slightly little bit on this beautiful, to me, traditional, beautiful fragrance. It's oriental, but to me it's a French interpretation that is so beautiful, and I think it's the best fragrance, modern fragrance ever made. Not ever made in this time. It's really, really, really a masterpiece. Masterpiece. I love it. And it's not too expensive if you compare it to some modern niche houses that ask like ridiculous prices for their perfumes. Now, not ridiculous, but if you know how much is going to be above the original price on fragrances, it's a little bit too much, I think. I don't know. Anyway, this is reasonably priced for exclusive Guerlain fragrance. Okay, then I have this super nice black from this brand Comme des Garçons. It's a very special brand. It's one of my favorite brands because they make so special fragrances. My signature scent, as I told you, same brand, Comme des Garçons Wonderwood. This is the black. It smells on very good wine in a barrel. Same together with some sweets and some other woodsy thing. It is super nice. And a lot of women like this on men, I'm sure, when you wear this. And yeah, it's like super. It's a masculine black fragrance, smelling on a really good, let's say, Malbec grape that you can this kind of wines you can keep for 10, even 20 years, and they're still good. This is the super nice black from Comme des Garçons. Oh, when I smell this, I needed to have it, and I bought it, and I'm happy with it. Black Comme des Garçons. Okay, then I have I bought this very sweet Acqua di Sucro. It was very expensive from the house Profuma Roma, and they have amazing fragrances. And this is the more, I don't know, maybe it smells like a little bit easy on me. I mean, simple. It is sugar. It has a little bit of this crema di latta, what Hilde Soliani made, but I think her fragrance is better than this one. Although this is a very popular, also kind of hype to wear this sugary, sweet fragrances, and I heard about young men wearing this in school, and it's like, I mean, in the past you had like a fragrance like P, Givenchy, I think. This is like a modern, new kind of P, but then for modern times, for this times, and yeah, some women really like it. On me, it didn't do what I expected, but still happy I have it. But I shouldn't have like a big bottle like as this one. So okay, then something different, something really gourmand and very nice for the fall. This one, look at this. Look at the golden flakes in the bottle. Look at the sun. This is like a little fairy tale, isn't it? This bottle, isn't it super? Look, and it's called Luna Féline Atelier d'Or. It's a real gourmand, very easy to wear fragrance. It has honey, spices, but sweet and very, very beautiful. Not going into the notes, it's going to take too long, I have too many fragrances, but this is a real worth trying fragrance. Luna Féline, and they have really other nice fragrances as well. Super nice, but very high end. Okay, then two really super nice houses that I want to tell you about. First, I'll tell you about the legendary Van Eusersdorf fragrances, and I have this year I got the classic Vetiver, this one, and the classic Opoponax. And I want to tell you that this has a connection to me with the French International Perfume Museum in Grasse, and I want to tell you why. These fragrances are like how fragrances were made, in a way that in this museum you can smell, let's say you can smell Opoponax, and you can smell vetiver as a grass. It's growing there in the garden of the museum, and also it has some absolutes that you can smell in some fragrance, and they spray it around like a mist in the museum, and you can smell it. It's like super. And these are, I would say, apotheke or pharmacy kind like style, like herbs that are like one way and very beautiful, and that's why you can also layer them very well with other fragrances or combine them. And of course, the vetiver is a masculine beautiful fragrances, and this one fits all very good on ladies. Just like the violet from Au Pays de la Fleur Orange is good on men, this can fit ladies as well. It's a nice vetiver, masculine, always good, always nice to wear. And this Opoponax is more like maybe a more love-hate scent. It's very special, it's explicit, it's more oriental, but also it has some animalic vibe that is really cozy, to my opinion. And I wear this in the evening, and it is a very special scent. Opoponax, both from the beautiful bottles from in-house in New York and in partly in Holland, the Van Eusersdorf family, which was a spice family who had their own factories and farms in the middle America, and this is something that has a history, and the people behind it are really beautiful, I think. Then you have this super nice New Zealand house living in Amsterdam. Two people who have a beautiful history. These bottles, I'll show you a package. This is the Vintage 13, made a few years ago. It's a total natural perfume, and it's very unique. So, I mean, this is modern perfumery. We all wanted natural, and this is natural. It's the bottle is covered with wood around it, made from somebody from Etsy, and Abel, the name Abel or Abel, they're from New Zealand, is Abel Tasman, was the discoverer, the Dutch guy who discovered New Zealand. Actually, I think he was sent away by local people, Maoris, who were living there. And I think the bay where they attacked him, he called like Murder's Bay or something. Anyway, this is a historical fragrance. I mean, the people who made this, living in Amsterdam, this wooden thing I think is designed in Mexico. The perfumer is living in Brazil. The fragrance is made in New York, and this is an international fragrance. And you can take it out if you want. It's very nice. Look at this, very special. Here's the name. Oh, this is not right. This is the tonic. This is the Vintage 13. I put them in the wrong box. Doesn't matter. This is the Vintage 13 fragrance. And yeah, what I said, this is unisex, always good. And the tonic, this one, is the new fragrance. And look, here it's written. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, also, of course, in wood. This belongs in this one. This one, here, this is the more darker one is the vetiver, and the lighter one is the tonic. The tonic is the new one. It's very herbal, but not as harsh as Set 14 or a lot of spicy fragrances. But this is a really nice fall fragrance, the tonic from Able Organics. I don't know if you can get it in your country. I think so. You can order it at Skins Cosmetics in the Netherlands. And this tonic is really super nice herbal, but in a soft way. Oh, it's a super nice fragrance. And we had a little party when they launched this fragrance in Amsterdam. It's all natural, and it's a modern way of making perfumes. And yeah, these bottles are really nice to put in your put in your bathroom and to use when you have taken a shower or when you go to work or whatever. It's like super. Okay, and that are my fragrances that I got in 2015. The last thing I wanted to tell you about, two things. We went to the south of France. We had a super nice experience with the people of Opé de la Fleur d'Orange, and I visited my friend Megan with her beautiful boys, her mother and her husband in Saint-Maxime. We slept at the house of the famous writer Guy de Maupassant, their summer house, and yeah, we stayed with the family Roux, Virginie, and Antoine, and Nathan, and Mama, and it was like super, and I was smelling fragrances all over, and I'll also give you like a small impression of that little journey. Last experience was that when I went home, some television program asked me to do The program was called More for Men, Meer voor Mannen in Dutch, and it was meant to be like some kind of yeah, they wanted to make like fun of me in terms of why do men like perfumes. We were talking about the beautiful lady who was going to say that men who don't perfume, that she likes men better who use perfumes and smell good than people who don't use perfumes. Well, finally it turned out to be that they wanted to make fun of me, and also they smelled my perfumes, and they start to like the perfumes. And the guy who wanted to be like a real man, he kind of really liked the perfumes, and yeah, so he couldn't make the thing the way he wanted. So anyway, we're still talking about doing it, but I don't do it now, and it didn't feel right to do it because I really love this perfumes, and I think it's much more than just beauty. It is a form of art, perfumes, making perfumes, and yeah, all the things around it. It's beautiful, and it's a beautiful community of also of people. So that was it for this time, and I'll see you next time, and bye bye. One thing I forgot is to tell you about the fall fragrances, and I'll do that very quick. Two of my favorites are from the house of Parfum de Empire. It's like one of my favorite houses. It's the Amber Rousse, the Russian amber, and the Cuir Ottoman, the Ottoman leather. Both fragrances are amazing. I really like this brand. You should check it out. Parfum de Empire has beautiful fall and winter fragrances. And also very nice for fall is this Neroli Oud from Au Pays de la Fleur d'Orange. This is a fantastic fragrance because it has the neroli, the sweet, the freshness of the neroli, and the oriental warmth of the oud together in this fragrance. Really nice, always good, unisex fragrance. And of course the beautiful Van Eusersdorf fragrances, Comme des Garçons Black, not to forget this super nice fragrance for fall.